You're right, guys, and welcome to the latest episode of Muscle Owl Talks. I'm here with Hannah and Steve for a very American edition this week, and we were going to talk about some of the goings on in the US last week, really. I don't know, Hannah, do you want to bring us in and explain what's been going on?
Sure. Well, I believe what happened is on Thursday, the Senate released the details of the revision of the American Health Care Act that they did. And so then in response to that, a group of adapters, which is like a organization that does a lot of disability rights stuff here in the States, they staged a protest outside Mitch McConnell's office. And a lot of them were forcefully escorted out, whether that meant being like actually taken out of their wheelchairs. Yeah, the pictures are pretty traumatizing. So
yeah, so just for background, should you explain who's Mitch McConnell? What's the situation? Why were they so angry and protesting? What is it that they want to achieve?
Mitch McConnell is the leader of our Senate, pretty much like your parliament. The leader of the majority party is, calls the shots. So because the Republican Party has the majority in the Senate, he is the Senate leader. Basically, Thursday morning, like Hannah said, the Republicans released the first draft of this health care bill that was originally passed by the House of Representatives. Now, this bill was literally written in a back room by 13 men. No cameras were allowed, no reporters were allowed, not even other members of the Senate saw it. So this bill was written in total and complete secrecy, just keeping out not only Congress, but all of America just totally in the dark. Now, the House bill that was originally passed a couple weeks ago was pretty hard on Medicaid. It cut a lot of money from it. And everyone said, oh, don't worry, the Senate is a lot more moderate. They won't cut as much. Well, turns out they want to cut even more. And that's what set everybody off. It's a big deal because our healthcare industry makes up 1/5 of our entire economy. And I don't know how much the rest of the world knows, but America is going through a very severe epidemic of opiate drugs. And the vast majority of the people who are receiving treatment for that are on Medicaid. So right at the time when we're trying to stop this problem, it's just only going to get worse.
And in terms of the way that everything's been done, are there logical reasons as to why this is all happening? Are there logical reasons as to why it all happened in secret? Or is this, what's your take?
They're ashamed of it.
yeah.
They know everyone's not going to like it. So they're trying to shove it through as fast as possible. They're probably going to vote on it this week.
Yeah.
Because next Monday is the 4th of July. Ha 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 ha. Jokes on you guys. Just kidding. I kind of wish you guys won. Anyway. And so our Congress is on recess for a couple weeks after that. So they're trying to get it passed before then. The other big part of that is that this is not a health care bill. It is a health care bill disguised as a massive tax cut for the rich. Basically, the money that is cut from Medicaid will go to the richest people in this country, which is pretty much socialism, if you ask me. But I guess we could have, that kind of socialism, but not health care for everybody.
So, Steve, I mentioned it the other week to you. Like, we see it on our Facebook walls, being talked about as if from two angles: the people like yourselves who are saying this is going to be terrible, and then the other people who say, "No, it won't happen. It won't go through. Like, it definitely won't happen." Does this seem to be just getting more and more likely by the day? And when is the when do you think the breaking point is for that?
The breaking point will happen when I die. No, it's true, man. People are gonna die, and it's so frustrating because you have people say, "Oh, you don't say that." Like, how dare you say that? In our current political climate, it's true. People are going to die, and the thing that I've seen is that people have said, and this is people on the far right, they say, don't worry, Steve. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to take away your health insurance. They're going to take it away from the illegal immigrants. First of all, in what reality does that happen? Second of all, that's not going to happen. And I've seen this just such a disconnect where people say, why should I pay for your health insurance? Well, then why should you pay for the bridge that you go over, the roads that you drive on? People don't realize they can become disabled and dependent on Medicaid tomorrow. Anything can happen. And just this willful ignorance of people saying, oh, it hasn't happened before, so it's not going to happen now. What does that even mean? What? Have you not seen what's happening in the last 6 months? Like, come on. How can you tell that to me with a straight face? I had someone tell me, oh, have faith. Have faith in the Senate. They'll do the right thing. Yeah, okay. Right, so Paul Ryan and Rand Paul will do the right thing. I'm gonna break, and it really frustrates me. After the whole shooting with Steve Scalise, and you see Paul Ryan and Nancy Pelosi come together, and they're all friends now. That bothers me so much that this man got shot. Okay, he has the best health care in the country that's paid by us. And you want me to feel sorry for a man whose job it was to encourage other people to vote to take away my health insurance? I know that sounds harsh, but I can't. I can't feel sorry for that. These people are despicable people. And I can't wrap my head around this happening in America in 2017. Where the most vulnerable people are just going to be screwed even more by the system that is already set up to not work in their favor.
Hannah, do you see the similar kind of divisions from your? I mean, you started to talk doing a campaign about.
Pre-existing.
There we go. I knew it was a word that was just some made-up political thing. You were doing a campaign around pre-existing conditions, and I mean, from my point of view in the UK, looking at things each day and each week, it seem like, I mean, Steve, as you say, it's a really bizarre situation, because this is a bill that just keeps on going and sort of gaining ground, and it's like a bull rolling down a hill, and everyone says, well, no, it's not going to get there. And I kind of think, well, when do people think it's not going to get there? When do people think it's going to stop? When do people think it's going to change? And that's, I don't know. Hannah, what you?
I mean, I think that, I don't know, I think it's very similar to people, during the election campaign saying, oh, don't worry, Trump's not going to become president. And then, lo and behold, he became president. And I think that the people that are able to say, don't worry, it's not going to happen, don't have as much on the line, they're speaking from a place of pretty much, for the most part, healthcare security, they're not relying on government-funded services to help them get up in the morning and help them go to their job or help them use the bathroom or stuff like that. So, I think that the people that are saying that, they're not necessarily Trump supporters at all, but I think that they're definitely coming from a place of, okay, you don't need to worry about this because I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, and going along with that, I've seen that so many. I've come to the conclusion that Trump supporters believe that he can do no wrong. Especially with, like, my family and my friends, because 90% of my family voted for him. And they say, don't worry, he's not going to cut your health insurance. He won't do that to disabled people. Because in their minds, he wouldn't do that. And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. They put him on a pedestal as if he's completely infallible. And, they're in for a rude awakening. I watch the news every night, and they always interview some supporters who are losing their jobs or they're going to be affected by this. And you know what? I know it sounds harsh, but I don't care anymore. You get what you vote for.
And in terms of the divisions, do you think that affects, just going back to the thing of the ADAPT protesters and what happened last week, do you think that kind of allows people to sort of see those campaigns on TV and see the protesters getting dragged out of their wheelchairs and people to say, well, they're campaigning about something that's not really worth worrying about anyway?
Yeah, and I also think that there's a lot of confusion here as to what Medicaid does for people with disabilities. I think that I feel like I've talked about this before, but I think that people don't understand often that healthcare for people with disabilities isn't just doctor's visits or medicine. It's really, it covers personal care assistance, which means that it pays for someone, a qualified person, to come help take care of you, doing the things that you're not able to do yourself in order to live. And so, when we're talking about the adapters protesting, it's not just them protesting the possibility of them losing coverage of going to the doctor, although of course that is going to be more serious for someone with a severe disability or with a chronic illness. It also includes, them cutting the services that we rely on in order to live. And I think that there's, often talk of like, well, that person can get help from their family, like their parents can take care of them. But that's not realistic because, like, when I don't live at home, but when I go home for like a week or so, both of my parents work. So when I'm home for a week, then my mom has to take off work. Like it doesn't work like that, and yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And just in terms of the way the ADAPT protesters were handled, what do you think is the best way to deal with that situation? Because I see that and I'm like, can't drag someone out of a wheelchair. What are you doing? But at the same rate, I'm sort of like very much like we should treat all people the same, and I would see someone able-bodied would get dragged out. So then I sort of see, well, hang on, we shouldn't discriminate, but that's wrong to do it in that way. And I'm kind of like, what should be done? I don't know.
I agree with that. If they are trespassing or causing a disturbance, then yeah, they should be arrested like everybody else. However, if you were to put my arms behind my back, they would break. So then we got a problem. If you want to take me out, you put my chair in manual, and that's on you to push me out.
That's what I was going to say.
You're going to hate it, and you're probably going to want to just leave me there.
Yeah.
But that's on you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think watching the videos, I thought that was so obvious that I thought there must have been a reason why they couldn't have done that. But yeah. Okay. I'm glad we got that clear. If ever police want to take anyone out of a wheelchair, just put it on manual. I think that's the easiest thing to do. I think.
Well, it's probably not, considering the chair weighs like 200 pounds.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and
so,
I think that it also is just indicative of how little knowledge, like the law force has of people with disabilities in general. You know, like my guess is that they were confronted with the protesters and they were like, oh God, we don't know what to do. You know, it's like, do you hit a girl? Well, no. You know, it's like that same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So.
And they said in the Capitol Police Department, they have no wheelchair accessible bathrooms.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that's the ADAPT protest that happened last week. It ended in wild madness, and but it certainly was a good campaign in terms of getting the word out there. And yeah, that's the situation to this point. What's the next point that we're looking for, just so that we can let people know what's the situation with the bill now, and when will the next kind of milestone be?
Well, you just got to kill the bill. All your senators tell them to oppose it. All I need is 3 Republican senators to vote no. Because this bill will pass. It's going to be up for a vote this week.
Yeah.
If it does not pass, they'll find a way to bring it up for another vote after that.
Yes.
Because as we saw in the House, it was dead the first time. And then they brought it back, and then it passed.
Yeah.
I'm not holding my breath on this. I'm ready for the worst case.
Yeah.
And I think everybody else should too. But that doesn't mean that we should not fight.
Hannah, final word on it?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that, I mean, they're set to vote on it this week, which is terrifying. And I think, I think it's like a fine line between, you know, like completely despairing over everything and being like, oh my God, we're so screwed. And then realizing, well, we have the power, hopefully, to stop this.
Wonderful. Well, not wonderful, but it will be wonderful if it keeps getting knocked back and things start changing for the better, which is hopefully what will happen.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Muscle Talks, and we'll keep you updated on this as things keep developing. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Much love. Bye.